What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. So good to see your face. Honestly, I planned on putting up a fishing video today. I've been fishing literally for the last 3 consecutive days trying to get a video for you guys. And to sum it up, I literally have one video clip that kind of explains how the last 3 days have been for me. So just, here you go. It's actually been a while since I got on a decent frog bite. Oh, wow. That did not just happen, dude. That did not just happen. Yep, that's pretty much how it's gone for me. I've had terrible luck, or I just got a 6-pounder that just broke me off and said, haha, like, that's pretty much, that's how my day's been going. So we're gonna jump into a video in the studio here today. If you guys watch my videos and you're watching this particular video right now, you probably know that I have quite a few videos on here about rods and reels. I never really intended to be that guy on YouTube to give everybody information about rods and reels. I was just looking for content to create in the off season. Yeah, I never signed up to be that guy. I just didn't have content to create when it was snowing here in Ohio. So I figured, hey, maybe I'll make some videos on rods and reels, and turns out they would get hundreds of thousands of views, and here I am. Then I made a video on the Googan rods. Now, the Googan rods, that video blew up more than I ever expected as well. It has like 70,000 views at this point in time. Now, I'll admit, it got a lot of love, but a lot of people just thought it was like a paid ad by Catchco. If you don't know me by now, or you don't know about my life, because honestly, my YouTube channel sucks right now. I love you guys. I can't get more views on these videos. I'm not hating on you. I'm criticizing myself. Just take that into consideration. But a lot of people thought that the Googan video I made was just a huge like paid ad by Catchco. So if you don't know me and where I'm at in life right now, I do work for Catchco. I work inside as a creator. I help make videos. Making that video, I promise you guys, I didn't work for them yet. I did not work for them. I ended up getting a job a few months later, but it was like random as heck. Like, it was unexpected. So here we are, months later. I have used the rods all summer long, and I want to give you guys an arsenal update. What rods am I fishing right now? What reels am I fishing? And truthfully, what I think about just every rod and reel video that I've made in the past 2 years. So this should be interesting for some of you guys. I'm gonna throw you guys on the tripod because my arm's getting tired of holding the camera, but I thought it'd be interesting to kind of get down and just talk with you guys about this particular thing. Alrighty, so we're set up. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rods here in front of me. Guys, this is an official update, and these might be the rods and reels that I'll be using for a while now. So I love to update you guys. This is by no means a flex. I'm not over here trying to say like, yo, I got awesome rods and reels. I'm just letting you guys know what I'm fishing with here in 2021, because my rods from my last video have completely changed. So I'll go over each one by one. You guys let me know what you think down in the comment section below. I have these in no particular order. We're just gonna talk about it. So first up to bat is this guy right here. This is my powerhouse setup. This is a Googan Muscle. It's a 7.5 heavy, and I have it rigged up with a Quantum PT burner. This burner is my favorite reel ever. It's the first ever nice reel that I bought for myself. It's a 7 gear ratio. It's not the fastest thing to be using for a frog rod, but honestly, like, I just hold this reel true to my heart, and it was my first ever high speed gear ratio reel, and that's just what I like to use. So I've been running this for frogs. You know, for a while I was running the gold series, but I just went over to the green series. I don't know why, I just been fishing it. The EVA foam is just different sometimes, so I like to change it up. I have 50-pound braid in this guy, so anytime I'm fishing heavy duty weeds, whether I'm using a frog or flipping a punching setup, throwing in just really thick cover, this is the rod setup that I am using. Alrighty, then next up to bat is the exact same rod, just in a gold series. So we have the 7.5 Googan Muscle in the gold, and we have a 7-to-3 gear ratio Daiwa Fuego. This is like my heavy duty flipping setup. I'm running 17-pound fluorocarbon. This is a rod setup that I'm using when I'm fishing around clear, lighter cover, but I'm still trying to really powerhouse. So let's say I'm throwing like a 1/2 ounce jig, or a, you know, maybe a 1/2 ounce Texas rig. Anything that's really big that I need some backbone and I'm making long casts, I'm throwing this guy. I'll also use this rod when I'm throwing bigger buzz baits, bigger walking baits, whopper ploppers, anything that I'm making a super long cast and making a steady retrieve on, I'm using this guy right here. I've even dabbled into swim baits with the heavy muscle as well, and it's worked just fine. So that's what I'm rolling with for my heavy duty, like clear situation flipping setup. Then behind that, I have my lighter kind of go-to flipping setup, my Texas rigs, my small jigs, things like that. I have a 7-foot Googan Gold Series go-to. Paired with that, I have an 8-to-6 gear ratio Shimano Corrado with, I want to say I think it's 15-pound fluorocarbon. If it's not 15, it's 17. Again, I'm running like a heavier fluorocarbon. I'm that guy. I like to throw heavy-duty fluorocarbon when I'm jacking the hook. That's just straight up. If I had to guess, it's probably this stuff right here. The Googan Squad Ketchco fluorocarbon, 17-pound. Whenever I'm fishing my like 3/8 ounce jigs, Texas rigs, bandito bugs, stuff like that, I am going with this rod setup right here. Next up, we have another setup very similar to the last one, except for we have a green series. This is a green series go-to. I have it paired up with a 7-to-6 gear ratio custom loose speed spool. And this guy right here was actually, this reel was a gift from my buddy Andre, so shout out Andre for that. I got it for my birthday, so I've been rolling that one. Again, this is like another go-to setup if I'm throwing spinner baits, lighter buzz baits, jigs. I kind of just like a second pair up, right? I like to have two up to bat whenever I'm going somewhere. So if I'm flipping a jig, but maybe throwing a swim bait, this one probably has 17-pound fluoro in it as well. Again, guys, I'm a big heavy-duty fluoro guy whenever I'm flipping jigs or anything like that. So if you guys are wondering like why I'm running such heavy fluorocarbon in these lighter 7-foot setups, that's just how I roll with my jigs. I like to jack that hook. Followed up by that, I have another Googan Ketchco. This is the Reaction. The Reaction is strictly a crankbait rod for me. I really don't throw much other than like square bills, lipless cranks, things like that. Any kind of bait that I'm making a soft hook set into where I'm kind of leaning into it, fishing a little bit different situation than, you know, just flipping a jig, which I don't get to do that often here in Ohio, but whenever I am throwing a crankbait or anything like that, I use this Googan Reaction. I paired it up with the 6-to-3 gear ratio Abu Garcia Revo Premier. I actually customized this reel a little bit, as you guys can see right here. This is a aftermarket handle that I pulled off another rod, and I actually painted it gold so that it would match. It ended up looking pretty sick. So yeah, this is another really great rod that I love. I'm running it with 12-pound fluorocarbon. I often run lighter fluorocarbon with my crankbaits, lipless cranks, things like that. And now we got my spinning rod setups. Now, I don't use spinning rods a lot, but when I do, I usually bring like 2 with me depending on the scenario. So the guy I have right here is the Googan Rod Finesse. This guy is, I believe it's a 7 foot or 7.1 maybe. Yeah, 7 foot. So there's 7 foot fast action to medium. And I have this paired up with a Daiwa BG, and I'm running 15-pound braid. Now, this is a setup that I'm using with small crankbaits whenever I'm going to like a creek or anything like that, doing smallmouth fishing, as well as like drop shots. If I'm fishing a drop shot, maybe a shaky head worm, anything that's a little bit on the heavier side for, you know, like bass fishing, but still kind of finesse, I'm using this rod. And when I hit Lake Erie and I do walleye fishing and stuff, I'll throw this as well. And then last but not least, we have this spinning rod setup. Now, this is a 611, I believe. 610. It's a 610 light rod. This is going to be like my go-to setup whenever I'm fishing a Ned rig. I like Ned rigs and like smaller, lighter baits with this rod right here. So sometimes I go with crappie fishing and stuff like that. I'll use this, but I use this a lot for bass. It is a light rod, but it's not super, super light to where like you can't get away with fishing certain things. So it's like a good happy medium, but definitely a specific purpose rod. I'm not throwing anything super heavy with this because you have the chance of, you know, breaking a rod tip or something. Like, you don't want to throw a heavy bait on a light rod. It's not meant for that. So the reel on here, I'm sorry guys, a lot of people ask me about this reel all the time. I prefer not to talk about the company. I do like the reel. Unfortunately, I had a really bad, well, the company just put a bad taste in my mouth, and yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. So And then I'm running 15-pound braid in here as well. I run Googan Co. collaboration braid. I love their stuff. And that's about it. That's my go-to setups that I'm bringing to the pond, to the lake, on the boat with me 24/7. And if you guys haven't noticed, I've switched completely over to Googan rods. And this is not like another Googan rod video or anything like that. I wanted to give an update because I reckon that I have one of the most popular videos on YouTube for the Googan rods, so I just wanted to clear all that up. But so I don't know, that's just what I like right now. Out of all the other options on the market for the price range and stuff like that, I've just grown to love these ones in particular. They're cool, and I just want to make a follow-up for you guys because, again, a lot of people think I just got a bunch of free rods like on that Googan review video, and so I just like BS'd a bunch of stuff. Like I didn't. I genuinely believe in the company. I love Ketchco, love the guys at Googan, and they make a good product. They make the experience easy, and they make it enjoyable, right? You have a rod for everything. The Muscle is a heavy-duty rod that's great for frogs and, you know, heavy-duty flipping. The Go-To, it's literally made for just your every kind of fishing, your everyday rod, and they hit it right on the nail. The Reaction rod, it's great for crankbaits. It literally handles my 12-foot diving crankbaits great. My square bill's great. The Finesse, they specifically made rods for specific purposes, as well as made the user experience super easy, and that's why I love it. And honestly, they're so light. Like, I have them in my hand, and they are like feather light. And I know people will argue, G-Luma's that, they're the lightest rods, they're the best, da-da-da, lifetime warranty, made in America, da-da-da. I get it. I support G-Luma's too and all those companies. I just can't afford to buy that stuff. I really can't. So I also love to support my boys here on YouTube. I'm out here trying to make a name for myself. I'm out here trying to make it on YouTube just like everybody else. So I'm going to support them because at the end of the day, you know, they make what we do here on YouTube very possible. So there's my update. You know, were the Googan rods worth it? Did I regret going and buying a bunch of them? Did I regret, you know, making that video? Absolutely not. I freaking love them. I'm going to continue to fish them. They're coming out with reels soon. You know, I'm going to probably try those out. I'm hoping they're as nice as these rods. And, you know, I hope they continue to make more products like this in the future. But for now, that's what I'm rolling with. That's my arsenal. You know, there's a chance that I change in the future as well. But when that day comes, you guys will probably see it here on video. So that's all I got for today. I know you guys like the rod and reel videos, so I just wanted to update you there. If you guys are new here, do me a favor, smash the subscribe button and just leave me a comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. I want to hear from you more often. I would love to get, you know, I got 18,000 subscribers almost. I love every single one of you guys. I would just love to interact with you more, see if we can get those views up on the channel. Seems like we get like 100-200 views. Let's try and get that to like 1,000-2,000 views. That would be awesome. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time.